Why, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Rubydung. Welcome to today's episode. As you can see, I'm over here at the main base. That is because a very special update has just came out. So, I'm holding the book right here in my hand. That is containing all of the new updates that have recently came out in 1.4, or as it has been titled, the Very Scary Update. Which, Halloween updates, kind of special in this world, in case you don't know. This world may or may not have been made on Halloween, so, actually it was the day before Halloween, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. So, kind of a little special thing right here. So, I kind of want to go through some of the things that got, updated and changed in this last update here, but it's going to take a little bit of work to begin with, so I need to go through, farm up some stuff, get a hold of a few things to show off to you guys. So I need to be doing that for a little bit here, but I'll be right back with you, hopefully with all of the stuff capable and up for showcasing. So let me get some farming up here to show to you guys, so that way I can go down the little checklist. So let's get right to it. Okay, so 1.4 just recently came out, and quite a few things were added, but there is a few things that I'm not able to show on camera for two reasons. Number one, there's some stuff that's just not available in survival, period, dot. But there is also some stuff that is a very big deal to get a hold of. So I'm not going to be getting that this episode, let alone off camera. So I might have a whole episode dedicated to just that, but as of right now, I will be focusing entirely on some of the stuff that I can show you in this episode that will be reasonable. So, because of that, if I skip anything, I will note it at the end of the episode, but right now, I will be showing off the stuff that I can show off, within reason. So, to begin with, I will be going over to a crafting table here, and I will need to be crafting 3 blocks of iron. Crafted this in the weirdest way possible. Craft that up. Boom, 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 boom. And we get an anvil. This is a new block to the game. The anvil does a handful of things. So first off, it is a GUI block. So it does have a GUI that I can open. But I'm going to steal one of these torches. So I can put this down, and you will see if I place it, it is not only a falling block, but it destroys blocks underneath it. So that torch, gone. It didn't even drop, as you can see. So, I need to replace that torch there, so I probably shouldn't have removed one from the actual main building. But yeah, and if I go and place it down somewhere, then you will actually be able to see. I'm going to replace this torch before I forget that I destroyed it. Let's place it, where's a good place to place it? Let me just get rid of this brewing stand, and put it here, and then put the brewing stand on top. Boop. But, as you can see, now we have, called a anvil, a little hammer here, repair and name. So, what I can do is I can take my pickaxe here, and I can rename it if I want. It's a tad expensive, but I can do it. Or, I can come along here, grab a diamond over here, put this in and put this in, boom, and I can increase its durability. So if I want to save this enchantment, I can throw a diamond on it, and I believe you can actually use other enchanted pickaxes, but I also believe there's another thing here I do want to show you. I want to grab, where is a good example? I think this, and where is, nope, not that, this. I believe these would be 2 good examples of this. I can put this in and this in, and I can combine the 2 pickaxes together, so I can now have an efficiency 4 Silk Touch 1 pick. And I believe if you move them around, yeah, they can be different depending on what order you decide to put them on. And I can rename it. It's a tad expensive, so it's about the same as enchanting, but with this, I am capable of turning all the bad diamond picks I have into good diamond picks, so I just have to sacrifice a few pickaxes to do that, so not really a big deal, but still really nice. And also I can save pickaxes. That's going to be one of the big ones. So I can spend diamonds to just get a pickaxe back, opposed to just losing it forever. However, I believe you can only do that a certain amount of times. Eventually the pickaxe will just not be repairable, because every single time you repair it, it gets more expensive. So be careful where you spend your repairs. Next up, for some more aesthetic looking blocks, I am going to need some bricks here and some cobblestone. So for these ones, I want to come over here, put this in, boop, boop, boop. We now have something called a flower pot, and boom, 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 cobblestone wall. Let's start with the flower pot. So if I were to come over here and let's grab a rose, boom, I can come over here, place down the flower pot. It is a smaller block. It takes up less than a block. It's not even a block tall. And I can click on it with a flower, boop, to plant a flower. So we are now capable of relatively planting flowers on non-dirt surfaces. So I can, if I wanted to, decorate this place with little flower pots in like this area here if I wanted. So as I walk down here, it's not just going to be this bare little thing. I can plant flower pots if I really wanted. So a thing to keep in mind. However, there is also the cobblestone wall. The interesting thing about the cobblestone wall is going to be the interaction it has. So if I place it down here, you can see how this is laid out. It's about sub a block, like I can walk into it. But if I were to try to jump onto it, it acts the exact same as a fence does, where it is about a block and a half tall, despite it visually only being a block tall. So that is now another thing. But interesting part is when I place a second one down, it smooths out completely. So that is now a little aesthetic thing that we have that we can begin to use if we want to, like, use that for, let's say, at the nether water base. That would probably be a good looking block on some of the walls. So next up, you may have been seeing me prance around with it in my inventory, but I had to go through and kill quite a few zombies in order to get these two items. It is the new crop potato and carrot. So I need to come along here and grab some tools. Nope, grab this and grab this. They are a new crop in the game. They are capable of being found in either villages or dropped by zombies as a rare drop for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I was using that in order to get these ones. So I can plant that, grab some bone meal, and boom, break it, and now get more carrots. Plant that again, bone meal it, break it again, got a whole bunch more carrots. I then can also do that with the potato, which I got a few of. Plant it, break it, get a whole bunch, then go through, plant it, break it, get a whole bunch. So that is the carrots and potatoes, but they go a little bit more deep than that. So what I want to do now is that number one is things you can do with the carrots and potatoes, because they're not just another type of food. Well, they are, but you can do a little bit more with that. The most basic of them is going to be with the potatoes. So come along here, put in a potato in this furnace, put in a wooden plank, and you can see it's cooking. So as it's going to be sitting in the furnace here, when it gets done cooking, as you're about to see, boom, it turns into a baked potato. So I can eat this, and it's a little bit more refreshing than a standard potato. I believe a standard potato is going to give you 1 hunger back, while a baked potato is going to give you like 3 or 4 or something like that. So a lot better. But that's not going to be it for things that you can do. Next up is if I grab some golden nuggets here, I can come over to a crafting table, put a carrot in, and surround it with some gold, and then get a golden carrot. So this is, a carrot is also not very good. It gives you like 1, maybe 2. While a golden carrot is about as much as a steak, if I remember correctly. So this here is a very good food source. So I will probably want to be working on the gold farm a little bit more, and I might wind up swapping part of my wheat farm over to carrots, because that would be very nice to have. So that way I am capable of swapping over all the steak I'm using over to golden carrots. But that is a maybe factor, because I might just stick to steak. Steak is fairly easy to farm with my new farm system that I have. But carrots can also wind up being pretty good, especially considering how I have 2 different gold farms. And I haven't even done a collection off one of them yet, so I'm not entirely sure how that one is working. So probably want to do a quick little harvest of that now that I'm thinking of it. But yeah, there is a few more things that were added here in this update. No, nothing here. Not surprising. So, the next thing that was also added, if I come over here and grab a plank, come over to my inventory, place that down, I now have a button. But this isn't just your normal old button. I place that down, and it is a wooden button. So we now have an alternative to stone buttons here. So nice little thing to keep in mind. But we also have another new crafting recipe. If I want to come over here and grab my fishing rod, I can grab this, throw it in my inventory along with a carrot, and we now have a carrot on a stick. So you might ask, what does a carrot on a stick do? Well, I'm going to get to that here in a little bit, but it is an interesting thing that provides a use to something that's been in the game for ever and has had precisely 0 use. So we now have a thing to do with that. Next up is another little food source. Kind of odd that they called this the spooky update, even though this is mainly just a food update. This is like the 3rd or 4th food thing they've added to the game. There's this update alone. But if I were to come over to the crafting table here, I can grab an egg, some sugar, and a pumpkin, and I'll get some pumpkin pie. In which case, I'm sure this does quite a bit. I'm not sure how much it does off the top of my head, but from what I understand, it's a pretty good food source. So I can now, I do already have farms for all of that. I have a pumpkin farm, I have an egg farm, and I have a sugar farm. So this is actually, depending on how good it is, may become a primary food source, because I have all of the things in order to use this in astonishing bulk. So depending on how good that food source is, I may just wind up using it. Next up is going to be, if I go over the crafting table here, boom, 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 put in some leather, there is now something called the item frame. So I can run over to the wall here, boom, put that down. It's kind of like a painting. It doesn't fill out the full thing of the block, and it kind of looks a little barren if you were to think, but I can, boom, click on it with a little thing here, and I can put that item in the item frame. So now I'm capable of displaying any item that I want. If I want to display some steak somewhere, boom, can display that. Put this back down. I want to put on a clock. I believe it works in the item frame, so I am capable of having a clock hung around here. So if I want to, you know, a little clock to tell the time. But I can hang virtually any item in this item frame here, and it will stay. I'm unsure how it handles. Yeah, that's how it handles. I remember now. So, if I put the item in and it's a block, instead of showing it as its inventory appearance, it shows it as the actual block. So it has like some little 3D depth there. So that is a little bit of a thing if you wanted to. I'm sure there's some way to use that aesthetically to have a little block hanging off. But yeah, that is the item frame. But there is other things to show off for aesthetics. Number 2 is going to be with stairs. So if I come along here, place down a stair here, and a stair here, place down a stair here, there is now a corner stair. So I am now capable of having most of the block filled out, except for a very corner area here. So that applies in 2 separate ways as well. I can put that down here and put that down here. And now, instead of having to use a half slab here, we can now just use an ordinary stair. So the stairs now have little bits of corners to them. So I can now begin using them in builds or replace some of my things that, builds that I have had here in the past that I have had to put corner stairs on. So that's a bit of a thing. Next up is going to be a redstone change. So this is a bit of a weird one, so hold in there. I want to grab a lamp. Where's my lamp at? We'll use a piston. Come over here, put this down, boop. Then I want to put in a line, power that. I can power and depower to do that piston. However, I can place a repeater here, redstone here, and a thing here, and the tick for the repeater now changes. It now looks kind of like a bedrock texture. And if I were to place a torch down behind it, the repeater becomes unpowered. It is incapable of being powered until, if I break this torch, boom, it becomes powered and the piston now extends. But it does more than just that. If I replace this down, glowing rock there, break this, and it doesn't unpower. So with redstone, we are now capable of keeping or unkeeping a repeater in a position of always or never powered. So that way we can have a source and it will never go on or off. So kind of like a, let's say, I'm not sure what type of gate this would be, but if this one is on or off, that will, so if this one is ever on, that means the state will never affect it. However, if this one is off, then this state will affect it. So I'm sure there's a handful of redstone machines that could use this. I'm not sure of them off the top of my head, but I'm 100% sure there's quite a few good, cool designs that could be used for that. Next up is with the Trapdoor. So, placing down the Trapdoor, standard working procedure. However, break that, I can now place that on the top. So, we are now capable of placing a top trapdoor, the same as how we do with slabs. So, that is a thing now. I'm pretty excited about that. So, I can stand right here, flip that, and we now are holding a upmost trapdoor. Next up, you may have noticed it there already, but I want to make it a little bit more apparent with a wooden door. But previously, if I were to attempt to break this with my hand, you can see the break animation coming through. That would previously flip open, so the break, if you were to left click, the door no longer opens. You can only open it with right click. However, with left click, you are no longer able to open it, and it just breaks. So the doors no longer will flick open and close while you're attempting to break it, which is really nice. Next up is going to be with the painting. I'm going to try to see my luck of getting this, but it is so long. Let me run out there and grab that. I was not expecting that to happen. That got launched. But there is now a new painting in the game that features another recent addition. I need to run all the way out here in the desert now, find out where this went. So it was that window there. It's not in my inventory, right? Where'd it go? How far did that thing get launched? What happens? Okay then, that's different. I guess I need to make a new painting. But I also don't need to really show it to you guys. It's just a new painting. It features one of the new mobs that was recently added. So, just a bit of a note for the future there. So, probably never going to use it. I only really use one painting in the entirety of my world, and it was for a gag back when Portal 2 was first released. So, just kind of a thing that exists. So, just a little note, that painting exists in the game. Next up, all the way out here at the Blaze Farm, there is... Oh, it disappeared, I think. No, I think it's over there. There is a new mob in the game. Oh, you're able to see it right there. And it's running towards me. This is the... Oh, he's dying, apparently. This is... Oh, and there's a blaze in there. That is the Wither Skeleton. It is required for one of the other mobs in the game, but it gives you a new potion effect called Wither. So if you get hit with it, it's basically like poison, except it can drop you below half a heart. So be careful messing with them. Oh, and he's throwing fireballs at me. Not the skeleton, the blaze. So there's going to be quite a few things inside here, so I'm a bit cautious. But also, they are taller. Like how... Oh, this guy is apparently wanting to do things to me. Can you back off? Anyways, ow, that hurt, boy. Back off. Ow! Die. There's water in here. Oh, no, I didn't need it. Okay. Oh, hey. The wither skeletons, they drop bones, coal. Ow! You did a lot of damage. Naughty boy. But is this guy still in here? Not seeing him. It's probably gonna drop down on me. I'm gonna die! Oh boy. But yeah, that is what I wanted to show. Okay, nope, okay, I'm gonna die. Run away! Okay, next up, another recent addition is going to be a new potion. So going over to the brewing stand here, if I were to throw in a nether wart, I have to wait for that to brew up, but I need to go around back here, and I need to grab the golden carrot that I made, and come all the way back around here. I can get here and throw in this after I make the awkward potion, and you'll see it begins brewing. This is the first of the several new potions that were made. Well, several, I say couple is probably the correct term, not several. But after this gets done brewing, you will see that the new potion here is night vision. So taking out one of these, where would be a good place to show this? Oh yeah, I know exactly where a good place to show this will be. So if I were to come all the way around here and back, and go all the way to the back of the base, and before jumping down, I can showcase you a little bit of what this potion is going to be like. And whoop, fall into the water here. And get out quickly. Okay. Alright, and you will see as I go around here, the darker part of the base, as you can see, fairly dark down here, but if I were to drink this potion, woo, lights up. It is now significantly more light around here. There's still void fog, though, so that will interrupt with this, but this basically increases your perception of light level to basically you see everything as the max light level. So this will be very good for places that are standardly dark. So like the Nether, for example, that place is absolutely abysmally dark. So that will be a nice little thing for that. Okay. I just got the potion effect off of me, but now it's time to show what the other potion they added to the game was. So if I go over to the brewing stand here, still using the night vision, if I were to add a fermented spider eye, which is the item used crafting a brown mushroom, a piece of sugar, and a spider eye, standard spider eye, you get a fermented spider eye. Then if I were to throw that into the brewing stand, you'll see it begins brewing. So then after that finishes up, we will get another potion. This one is not as useful, I don't think it will be, not at least for my end. I can see this being all sorts of crazy on SMPs because it is invisibility. So if I were to take off my boots here and take a swig of this and open my inventory, you'll see there is no one there. F5, F5, and no one's here. I am completely invisible. Throw some boots on, you'll see the boots are here. So that is the only indication I'll have. It's not going to be very useful on single player because not being able to see myself isn't particularly useful, but I can see on SMP that being very useful. So that is the most recent changes. However, there is a few other things that were changed. For example, if I were to go through the book here, there is command blocks that were added. Can't get those in survival single player, so not going to be useful to me at all. There's beacons, which I'm going to have to do a whole thing for that. Well, I'm coupled through here. Show off the anvils, flower pots, walls. There are heads. There is a certain drop from a wither skeleton. It will drop a head, in which case I'm about to explain that here in a second. Wooden buttons, potatoes, carrots, carrots on a stick, potato pies, nether stars, about to get to that here in a second. Potions, wither skeletons, about to get to the withers here. Witches were added. They're a new mob. They are extraordinarily rare, though. You can only find them in a single place in the entire world. Well, multiple places, but they're in a single thing, in a single structure, and it's a tiny structure. There's only a chance they spawn, so they are extraordinarily rare mob. Do not worry about them. They are basically nothing. Bats, which will only spawn in the dark, so not hard to show off, but they're not very impressive. They don't do anything. Item frames, witch huts, which are the houses of the witches, corner stairs, locked repeaters, top trapdoors, breaking doors, the wither painting. You also now use chicken seeds to breed chickens, apparently, and you also use carrots to breed pigs. You also gain experience from fishing, from what I've been able to see there. I'm not going to go bother fishing, because there's no reason to, but you also can cook potatoes, golden carrots, all that. But most importantly is the wither. There is a new boss in the game. So immediately after I got done with the first boss, there is now a second boss. In which case, how you do it is you go to the nether, you kill a whole ton of wither skeletons, a whole bunch of them, and there is like this 1% chance of dropping a head, which is the head of the wither skeleton. When it drops the head of the wither skeleton, you can use it, place it down on 4 pieces of soul sand, the same as how you do for an iron golem, except you also place it on the arms of the golem, all 3 of those heads, and it will spawn the boss. Once it dies, will drop a nether star. You use that nether star with a bunch of glass and some obsidian, and you craft a beacon. The beacon can be placed on a whole bunch of precious metal blocks like iron or gold, and you can use it to give yourself a permanent potion effect. It has some pre-selections, but basically any potion effect. So, probably going to wind up doing that here relatively soon, because that seems like a very good thing. So, probably something we should keep in mind here. But, yeah, guys, that is probably going to be it for today's episode. So, I hope you enjoyed the little run through of everything that came out here in today's update. I hope you guys are having fun with the update as well. So, I'm kind of looking forward to everything I'm going to be doing with it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you have any ideas or things you want to see me work on in the future, please say so down below. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. So, if you enjoyed, please tell me what you thought of it. But that is going to be it for today's episode. See you guys in the next one. See ya. Bye!